People think that the ability to make a choice is freedom. But you see, it truly is not a freedom, because the nature of the one that is making the choice is not free. So if mind is making a choice, and mind cannot do anything else, because mind splits everything into two. So if mind is making a choice, it is truly not free. True freedom is choiceless awareness. We get so caught up in our stories, and we live with this illusion that I have the capacity to make a choice. And yes, that's a good thing. And choice has to be made, decisions have to be made in life, because life is all about action. So you cannot say that I am not making a choice, or I do not want to make a decision, because that is also a decision, that's also a choice. To not make a choice is also a choice. But you see, you're truly not free till there is a separate entity that is making the choice, because the separate entity makes the choice in the moment based on its present understanding. So let's say there was a time when you chose your profession, and you were with this grand idea that it's going to lead you to so much happiness and so much peace and perfect life. Now, for those who are middle aged, are experiencing crisis, they don't know where they are. And they think that at that time, when they were making that choice between careers, they thought they were free to choose. But you see, you were truly never free, because you chose a profession or a partner, a life partner, based on your understanding in that moment. You got married, you had kids, you took up mortgages. All those actions happened in that moment, which could have been impulsive, but it happened in that moment. And it was based on conditioning up to that point in your life. But now things could be different. You could be extremely unhappy with your profession. You could be extremely dissatisfied with your wife or husband. Even when you have everything, you can be absolutely unhappy. The unhappiness is stemming from the thought that there is a separate entity making a choice. But choicelessness, the understanding that every choice is being made, and it is not you, the individual, that is making a choice, but the choice is being made by life, by the flow of life, by the understanding and conditioning that you have acquired throughout your life. That is what is enabling that choice to be made. Even simple things like tea or coffee. Even simple things are dictated by environments and conditioning. So, where is the freedom over there? There is no freedom in that. Now, sometimes spiritual masters give us this discount. They say that, okay, you can make a choice. God has given us this much free will to make a choice. But they also say that you can just make the choice, and beyond that, what the outcome is not in your control. In fact, this is the core message of Bhagavad Gita, where it says that the choice that is being made when it is detached from the outcome, that choice is not being made by the individual. Bhagavad Gita says the ego deluded thinks of himself as the doer. You never made any choice. The choice was made through you by life. And what governs life? The cosmic law. The source's will. Source governs life because source is life. So this whole notion of separate existence is suffering. And the more choices mind makes, the more entangled it gets in its own story. Mind is not interested in liberating you because you are the mind. Mind's nature is only bringing attention to me, myself. So it makes every decision, it makes every choice based on what it feels will be comfortable in this moment for me. But you see, the nature of me is bondage. The nature of me is not freedom. So if you're relying on your mind to bring you peace, to bring you happiness, to bring you contentment in life, you are going to fail miserably because mind is not at all about that. There is an aspect to mind which is called the working mind. Although there is no such thing as a working mind or a thinking mind or any other mind, but just for the sake of simplicity, we create this bifurcation to make you understand the concept. And that is, there is a thinking mind and there is a working mind. Now, working mind is absorbed in work, any creative art, anything that requires thinking in the moment about the work, like writing. Writing requires working mind, like public speaking, preparing for travel, or doing any other thing, any other work requires working mind. But then there is a thinking mind. The thinking mind is all about making choices based on what is better for the separate entity. At least what it thinks will be better or good for the separate entity. It makes choice based on that. So it is totally attached to the outcome. Thinking mind clings to the outcome. Working mind liberates because working mind is just making choices spontaneously in the moment. And it is completely indifferent to what the outcome is. Therefore, at least my life experience has been that in complete choicelessness, there is freedom. When I know that it is not me, the separate individual, who's making choice, but choices are being made on my behalf. I have never made any decision, any choice in my life. And that frees me from the past pain, from guilt, from shame, or from any kind of malice and resentment about what happened in the past. It frees me from the past. But mind, when you think you are the mind, and you just want to keep making choices based on that, you keep clinging to the past. You just cannot get out of it. So that is not freedom. And the irony is that, although we talk about this movement of past and future, but all we can live is in the present. There is no other option for us because everything is happening in the present. Even the past that you think about, this happened, that happened to me, is happening in the present. So why don't you just look at what's going on, look at this whole movement, and try to understand this game that is being played. And then you know what happens? You are indifferent to who wins or who loses. You simply enjoy the game. You simply enjoy the journey. You live in spontaneity. You live in simplicity. You're not too concerned who comes in your life, who goes away from your life. You don't live in that fear. You live spontaneously because you are not making any choices. All the choices are being made through you by life itself. So think about it. Don't come to an abrupt conclusion on this one. Just think about it. Think how life is playing out this whole thing.